Alright, day 11, and it's on. I wrote about the desire to please. Now, within this point, I have existed a lot within this point throughout my life. Within manipulation to get what I want out of others. So, for instance, when I knew that I wanted something, let's say from my parents, like if I wanted to go to my friend's house for the weekend and, I would do chores around the house, do extra things, make sure my homework was done, was really nice and sweet to my parents. And then when the time came, they'd be seeing me in a good light and, that I've really tried and put in a good effort. And then hopefully I'd be able to go. So within this way of living, it's done within my own self-interest, and it's done in a way that is not honest, not true. I wasn't really unconditionally helping my parents with, housework and I wasn't being sweet to them just because that was my expression, but I was doing it to, get something out of it. And that's just one scenario. I have done this at work as well, school, all different scenarios. I mean, it's a tool that I've used to get things out of people and also make people like me. I did some self-forgiveness on seeing people as superior to me, and then through this point of seeing them superior, I would be in inferiority, and then I would go to them and try to be, I would change my expression and be like extra nice and complimentary to them, and just not losing my integrity and stand within myself as who I am, equal to them, but kind of submitting to that point of superiority and going to this point of, being pretty fake to them. And within this, I got my equal money sweatshirt on. I think it's equalitystore.com if you want some equal money clothes. They're pretty sweet. Anyway, sorry. Back to this vlog. So, being fake with others and just trying to be nice to them to have them like me, because I was seeing myself less than them. So, kind of diminishing myself by, living out this point of I am less than you and I'm going to kind of try to please you because I see you as more than me. And this is kind of a point of enslavement as well, because now you have to live up to that point of pleasing them, and the only reason the person likes you is because you're complimenting them all the time and pleasing them. So it's not real. I mean, it will fall eventually anyways, because that energy will run out, and you'll go through turmoil within yourself, depression because you've lost a friend. And so it's a whole cycle that occurs over and over again by living into this point of inferiority and submitting yourself to being dishonest within yourself by trying to please others to have them like you. So those are the 2 points mainly that I did forgiveness on, was pleasing others and pleasing people to get what I want in the end. So another point that I did self-forgiveness on was my boyfriends in the past. like knowing what pleases them and kind of always using those keys that I know is gonna have them see me in a nice way, so then I could use that as leverage within myself, like kind of store it myself in my head, and next time something comes up that I want to do, I'll be like, oh, I did this, that, and the other thing, and now you have to do what I want. So it's a whole game. Like, so, it's just tiring if you really look at it, and it just goes on, and then you can't actually trust the being, because within yourself, this is how you're behaving. And also, like, being two-faced, like being nice to a person and pleasant to them, and then in your head you're calling them a bitch and calling them names and seeing them less than you. I don't, for any number of reasons, but to their face, like, you're nice and pleasant to them. And so, like, say if you judge someone, say if you found something out about someone, like they slept with someone's boyfriend or something, to their face you'd be all nice and like pleasant to them, but in your head you're calling them a whore and a backstabbing cheater, and all that crazy stuff that goes on in your head, and kind of in their front of their face being nice to them and pleasant, because you're afraid to speak out. Well, I was afraid to speak out and direct myself in that moment. And maybe discuss the point with the person instead of bashing them in my head and being fake to them, to their face. Discuss what happened or whatever, come to a common ground with people, not be backstabbing and backchatting and diminishing someone in your head and then being fake to their face. So, stopping all these points within myself as they come up, not allowing myself to even go there. So it's the same points as stopping, breathing, realizing what you're doing within yourself, and observing yourself and practicing to stop these points from directing you. So you don't abuse people within your head. I don't abuse people within my head, and I can be trusted within myself. I can build trust within myself, and once you become kind of stable here, you're able to direct yourself within all different situations. So, within gaining trust by being self-honest, by stopping your patterns, by stopping backchat, by being, truthful with people and open and honest and kind of a voice of reason to others, you stop this pattern within yourself, and also maybe you help another to see that there's another way. Like, you don't have to go into backstabbing, you don't have to go into gossipy type talking about people and then be pleasant to their face. You don't have to be two-faced, you can speak points with people openly, honestly, and get to common ground with people, because everyone has points that they've gone through in their life that's not cool, and instead of degrading and diminishing someone, let's come to common ground and see why these people did what they did and what occurred to get people to where they're at. And through that understanding and through that realizing the points of why people are the way they are, why I'm the way I am, because through self-investigation you see how you kind of created yourself, you see how the situations were created, and then you can correct them. You can correct the points that aren't supportive for all, and then you can find the points that are supportive, such as I don't know, maybe the girl, I'm speaking about the girl who cheated on the boyfriend. Maybe she didn't have self-confidence within herself and kind of just, or maybe she got drunk one night and so didn't he, and they just had sex one night, and she has a drinking problem. So you can go to that point, why does she have a drinking problem? And just help people with like that. Like, so once you start helping yourself stop the patterns, you can go and help others. So it's a cool point of support for yourself as well as supporting everyone. And that's what the world needs, is people to support each other and help each other and, find the solutions to the issues that we all face as humanity within the world and also within ourselves. So walking this process, the Destiny I process, and walking this journey to life is a cool self-support for yourself to stop your own patterns, stop your own addictions through writing it out, through self-forgiving yourself, and through becoming self-honest with yourself, so then you can change yourself to be a being that's trustworthy and stop all this bullshit within yourself that I don't like to be this way. I don't like to be backchatting about people. I don't like to be two-faced. It's just a point that you kind of accept within yourself, and you just see it as normal, that you just don't realize that you can actually stop it and change. You can stop participating in the thoughts. You can stop gossiping about people. And, it's a process, so it's, takes time to apply it and stop it completely, but it's possible and it's able to be done. So check out Desteni.org if you haven't, the Destiny I process, and the blogs that are in these journeys to life. You can kind of support yourself through reading the self-forgiveness of others and seeing what all of us are writing about. We're all writing about our own patterns, our own issues, and it's a really supportive point in this world to see, get support of how you can change and how other people are doing it, and use them as examples, and then try it for yourself, do it for yourself, if you haven't already. So within the realizations of this stopping pleasing people, I've realized that the point is to be here as equals to all, and within giving ourselves unconditionally to each other, that is the greatest gift we can give, because as you give yourself unconditionally, you'll receive and create yourself as equal to all. You'll be here within everything, and you won't desire anything in your world, because everything will be here as you, equal, one with you. So that's the whole point of this. So walking that step by step, by first stopping myself from going into patterns of trying to please people to get what I want, stopping desires to get what I want, stopping the polarity of inferior, superior, seeing myself equal with others, stopping all the backchat thoughts, ideas, beliefs about others, and just continuing to breathe here, let go, and change myself to self-honesty, living.